Hey there, Ddraig back, and this time we're going to go over the campaign for the trolls. So let's just quickly scan over here and get over to the trolls, which are down here somewhere. Ah, there they are. There's Ugma, Chief Ugma. So obviously for this mod to work you need the OS Factions mod, and you need the Mixu Unlocker, so you can play this campaign. And today we're going to look at the Ugma tribe. So if you haven't seen my unit roster, and I'll pop a link up to the top right corner now, where I went over all the units. Well, all the trolls, to be fair, they're mainly trolls. This is just a quick look at the campaign, and just go over the main various features of the campaign. So as you can see, let's just quickly go over the faction effects. So get into diplomacy with Chaos Worshipping, Greenskin or Rogue factions. So it speaks for itself. Diplomatic relations with everybody else, -40. Public order, nice, and plus growth 10 growth roll provinces. Bit of chaos corruption. And Chief Ugma himself is a river troll, so he benefits from anything with that ability. Me attack +6 for river trolls, and income from post battle use +50%. There we go. And his initial challenge is easy. Now, there is a small caveat to that, and I'll just talk about that now. So I've had a couple of campaigns with this. First two didn't do very well, and the reason I didn't do very well is because the upkeep of my units went up really high. After looking around and wondering what it was, I finally realised what it was, which I'll show you now as the first part of the campaign to show you. Other than that, the trolls themselves, in battle, they're different. I have to admit they're very different to probably any other faction in the game, even ones I've covered in the mod and in the Yost Factions mod, as they're pretty much excuse-free monsters. There's a few units of goblins for infantry, and that's about your yacht. It's like there's 3 units, if you haven't seen my unit roster, there's archers, goblin warriors, and squig hoppers, and that is it. All the rest are monsters, which obviously means your unit roster is very limited. Well, not limited, it's just very small. All your model count, like the highest troll count is 24, I believe. So, and this is on ultra settings, by the way. So there's very little actual men or trolls on the actual battlefield, and the rest are just goblins, and they're about 200 per unit, and they're not going to do that much to help you. However, they are a lot of fun, and the key is be very aggressive. Think of them as just keep them rolling, and I'll quickly show you this one little tip right from the off. This is the main trouble with them, is this little stat here, well fed. Now, their main unit currency is food. They don't have money, they just deal with food, because trolls you have food, and trolls have an insatiable appetite for hunger. When I come to think about it, and I've been thinking about this could be similar to how the Ogre Kingdoms play when they come, and I cannot wait for this. Ogre Kingdoms are one of my favourite factions, so I'm really looking forward to them. Because they are a Yeti unit, they have obviously huge ogres, and little else. They have snotlings, if memory serves, and I might do some hobgoblins as well, depending how CA bring out the roster, original roster. So that'll be very interesting, and this is quite a bit of a see how they will play type of thing. This is how Shaky Rivers has decided to show them off. So, as I was saying, well fed. Now you start off with 7 turns of this. So at the moment, Chief Ugma has only got 446 food for his army upkeep. So trolls 63, 63, 90, 95, and himself is on 135. So it's quite low. That's because this is buffed. And the only way to keep this increased is to kill stuff and eat them, pretty much. Kind of a trolls. So you can either capture settlements, which gives you I think it's +4 turns of that buff. And then for every battle you win, again, +4 if you choose this option. Like there's the usual 3 options. There's capture, there's just ransom them for food, but that's all it is just food. And on the top I had to count what the middle one is, and the other one is to get this well-fed buff. Keep this well-fed buff as much as you can. So at the start, get Chief Ugma eating everything, so you don't have to worry about it for a good number of turns, and your upkeep, well, your predicted income will stay nice and high, and money is, well, not money, food is not really ever a problem for them. As soon as you get that mechanic down, that's rather easy, because all you got to do is concentrate on the battles. Now the battles, however, are a different story. Because you got so many limited models, Like as you can see here, I've got 32, 48, 50 odd, 60, 66, 62 roughly in that, and that's it. Now you can recruit more, obviously, and get a full 20 stack, but unless you full them with goblins, which I wouldn't do, they're quite good for getting in the way of things, but other than that, they're pretty useless, apart from that buff which I went over in my unit roster video. But they're very interesting. So let's delve a bit deeper into the campaign itself. But the main feature of it is definitely keeping this buffed. If you keep this buffed, you don't have to really worry about your army at all on the whole when it comes to food income. Pretty much, unless you're running with a lot of armies. So, of course, that brings into a good point is that when you get a new roster, a new army, sorry, then you need to keep that well fed, because this only keeps it on one unit. So the next unit needs to have that well fed buff constantly as well, etc. Because as soon as this goes, minus 70% is a lot. It's a real huge income. And when these get to maximum, like my IF chief on one of my previews, I had to stop his army upkeep at 3,200 of something ridiculous, and that was just tanking me, and my food stats were just totally disappeared. So let's go have a quick look over the building tree. Could we do that? So here it is. Now it's pretty basic, and this is exactly the same no matter where you are, as far as I've seen so far. And I've captured a few provinces, and when I show you how I'm getting on campaign, which I'll do in a bit, towards the end of the video, I can show you a bit more of the campaign itself and how it works as you get into it. So let's quickly go over this. Won't take too long because there's only a few building types. First one, sacrificial chamber, and various levels of chaos pits. This gives you snow trolls, bio trolls, and all the really heavy armoured and the tough trolls. Or you go with shewing. These are more standard trolls, still very powerful at the top. Then you got the Feral Wyvern, very handy unit. Try to get that as soon as you can, because it just adds a bit more pace to your roster. Then you got your bog standard Gobble Shack with your particular Night Goblin Shamans, and you can also recruit, I think it's just Night Goblin Shamans from that actually, yes it is. And you can recruit the other hero there from the River Troll Hag. Also available from the other 3 ports, by the way. Then we go into War Painter, just a recruitment rank buff and recruitment capacity. Dung Heap, bit of public order, growth, and chaos corruption, and crossings for a little bit of income and additional trade resources. You can trade with pretty much only the green skins and Skaven and things like that, but it's not a big income. One of the biggest incomes is as soon as you get a full province. Oh, I can see it here. That's perfect. You get this one. Income from all buildings 500%, plus 500%, and they don't have any income at the moment. So that's how you get a really good flow of food for your faction. Really handy. Or you can switch it to one of these if you've got an army in there, or you can just add a bit more public order. As soon as you start, because you've got to need to add chaos corruption to your wherever you start, it does take a while so that particular region becomes a bit more influential, and you do tend to get a lot of rebellions from the off, which is not too bad, because if you just leave an army back there, they can just tidy it all up, and then you get that casualty replenishment bonus really easy. And that I can get that to 50 turns if you play it well and just use these rebellions to farm it. Very handy indeed. Right, one last thing we'll look at. Wow, here is probably quick. You look at the research tree. Now, as you can see, it's not massive, but these are very powerful. Now, as I've said before, food is not really an issue unless you really screw up that buff. If you do screw up that buff, you may have to cancel the campaign unless you can get it back again. So let's quickly go for these. So you've got Spawn Troll, tax rate and income, really nice. 25 turns though, all these take a lot of turns. I suppose Troll's not exactly known for getting technology, and you could argue, would they ever get technology? But anyway, probably why their tree's so short. Or you get Saves to Chaos. Meat Bag, very nice. Minus 5% for Ultra units is not too big, really. Especially because you keep it quite low down from the start, you don't really need it. Hugger's Teachings, +8 leadership, anything for leadership, always good. Melee defense, resistance +5% for all troll units, not massive but not too bad. Massive replenishment for troll units, very good indeed. Melee attack +10 for all troll units, very good because trolls don't tend to have the melee attack quite low. And the R3 leadership +12, very nice. So that's the troll campaign. Oh, one last thing. So a quick look at Ugmar's starting roster. So this is what he starts with. Cavern Trolls, 2 units of Cavern Trolls, Chaos Stone Trolls, Bio Trolls, and of course himself. Strange, because he has buffs for Wither Trolls, strange he doesn't start off with them. Strange that. I hoped he would have started off with each one. One last thing to talk about. So you have this region, and you have this region, for reasons. I'm not exactly sure why, to be honest. Because this place is really difficult to defend. You can do it, but you're going to have to build a decent army there and then push out straight from the off to get that well-fed bonus. In my campaign, which you probably see later, I have abandoned it from the off just because I couldn't bother the hassle. You can definitely do it. You just have to be very aggressive with an army down there. And of course keep this unit well-fed. Anyway, I think that will cover the basics of the campaign. Let's move on to the various talent trees. So on to the talent trees now, and first up, of the only 2 we're going to look at, is Chief Ugmar, obviously the Edry Lord and the Edry Chieftain. So anything to talk about here? So there's a few things, and let's have a look at the Root Marcher. So all the ones at the bottom are everything you've seen before. Masters of Fen, that's quite interesting. That might be a bug. I got a feeling that relates to hero capacity, so it's going to be your River Trolls, and it's probably under the same thing. And the Goblin heroes as well. Lightning Strike, Savage Skills, and Fueled by War. So, and of course, Spawn of Chaos. So there's your basic ones. Then you got, well, obviously this is going to be based pretty much entirely on your trolls. So let's have a closer look at this as I would normally. So as a basic, you got leadership +30% and leadership +10/6 for all your trolls. I would always take that. Anything to keep that trolls in the fight is the best bet. Then you got some melee defense for all your trolls. Unnatural resistance, even more melee defense, but they're specific to bio trolls and stone trolls, and the normal trolls. Deadly Menace, again adding more melee attack. Creatures of Ice and Snow, so that's for the ice trolls and the snow trolls. Too Stupid to Care, more leadership again, but the upkeep costs +20%. But they have an absolute immune to psychology. That is really powerful. But of course, you're really increasing the upkeep for your trolls. So it's a catch-22, that is. It's a good one, but it's a really good little thing you got to cater for with the cash. Well, the food. That's not the cash, is it? And Wary, very, very handy for obvious reasons. Then you got increased abilities when a hit rank in 7. And this is more prudent for trolls because they are so tough. Like if you get them going, they're very tough to bring down. And as long as you're facing off against factions who are not ridiculously like 2 stacks worth, your trolls are going to survive most of the time. So getting them ranked up is quite easy because they kill so many things. So make sure you pick the right one for you. And here. Then you've got Devour them all. So that's that ability, which is really good. But it takes a while to get there. And the last but no means least is Fight or Die. Both of which are great. And you need those leadership. So, back to the top. We've got Eloquent Troll. Enemy leadership -4. And it causes terror. Nothing spectacular about that. We've got Troll Toll. Quite a cool name. Income from raiding and sacking. This is where you're going to get most of your money from, so possibly a good idea. Burning from Hatred, so this is against weapons strength upgrades and leaderships for your army. Very good, very powerful. And obviously, right, because where you are, green skins is always good to start off with. Warps Untouched, and then you got Hit Harder as well. And now I'm going to Strongest River Troll. And that is a basically a really big boost for himself. Stink bad, which I haven't seen before, so let's quick look through this. With -8 leadership, -8 defense, -8, it's really good debuff. Shame it's only 20 meters though, but it's constant, always good. And you got melee defense +7 and melee attack +7. Shame is the leadership, but that's pretty a very good buff that is when you get that high. Now, if you want to increase his own abilities, so hard mass, charge, so that's to 30%, armor, so I can get to 15. He's pretty tough anyway. Hard to hit, melee defense up increase, and he's really tough to hit. Obviously, the melee attack is what I'll go for first to get that up to par. Foe Seeker, and then Moonmaker, Scarred Veteran, Domptable, Quicksilver, and Enemy Assault. All very good. No, it wasn't even right at the end here, was there? No, that's because those two. Okay. Then he's got his unit ability. What was unit? It's not unit ability. Is equal Trinket. His hammer, very nice. Ivory Gods, War of Chaos, and then we got a few more things. Got Mutant Regeneration, which is really powerful, and I would recommend you get that one. River Troll Chieftain, so all River Trolls boosts, and Ugmar's Friends, melee defense +15 for troll leadership and attack. So really powerful abilities there. Getting in that far might be interesting, but once you get these band together at the high levels, that's going to be a very powerful troll army. So there you go, that's Chief Ugmar. So on to your standard troll chief now, and obviously this is the only other possible yard you can have. So let's have a look at them. So Root Marcher, Spoilers, Silver Die, and Lost Resilience. So all these are pretty much exactly what you expect from a troll. You got a few differences to the main chief, like Corruption and Spelling of Doom. Growth is quite a bit of a problem, I would say, for the trolls, so that is quite powerful, especially if you get to 36. But these are also very powerful, so you know what I mean. Oops, going a long way here. That's Ruination. Enemy Siege holdout time. And then you got Recruitment Rank, Unnatural Healing, some more healing, which is always good. Then you can decrease the upkeep, -15, and then Spawn of Chaos. So yeah, bits and bobs so you can upgrade your own trolls. Now this is I think it's the same as what I've just gone through, so I'll just hover over them. Yeah, it is, because I remember that ability, but it unfortunately only stops here. Then you can tailor this army to whoever you want to fight against. Of course, remember it's going to be Diplomatic Relations drop of Demander who you choose, and it's only a rank 10. So, obviously, you're probably going to go for green skins first, unless you want to be friendly with them, of course. I don't think he can confederate with them. So that's a bit of a pain. You get Magic Missile straight from the off, which is really handy. Then, of course, his own personal abilities. And I would boost that melee defense up from the off. Foe Seeker as well. Nope. Woundmaker, Scar Veteran, Mind Controlled, and Quicksilver. And then got Deadly Onslaught. But their leadership's not bad. Well, 60 is not great for a Yord, so possibly you might want to put something to that. Then you got the odd usual things here, which you've seen, a couple you've seen before. Enables Frost Attack, that's quite good. And then River Troll Bold enables Poison Attacks. That Stink bad ability again. Not as powerful as the other one, but pretty powerful. Stone Troll Blood, and then Immortality. And that's his tech tree. So let's check out my campaign. So near the 50 turn mark, which is my usual default, just to get a bit of a feel of the Evo itself, and well, the campaign itself, and it's going pretty well. Like I was saying I think I've said it in part of this video already, that a bit of a struggle at the start. Had a few campaigns just to get myself going, get myself used to the actual roster itself and how the mechanics of the faction. They're pretty basic, and let's just have a quick look of how we've got on. So my armies are up here somewhere. I'll start off with. So this is where you start, and as you can see, I have captured the Southern Badlands. So I started off by just capturing the border between me and the Tomb Kings. Now, in past, I've had problems with Tomb Kings. The first couple of campaigns, I had problems, but this time they've ignored me for now. And so we've just got Kenry back down here. So that's been good. So from there, took off Galbraith to get the main settlement. Then used that to farm some rebellions. Also had to farm a couple of rebellions down here. I'll explain that in a minute. As you might have seen in my intro part of this video, that well fed, the buff, is the key thing to this strategy. And as you can see, my trolls are very, very happy. There's a ton of food, and I got a ton of troll food coming in, so happy trolls. So what I took here, and then I changed this province to that buff, Troll Toll. Income from mobile buildings plus 500%. Now, on the face of it, there's Galbraith, 450. The only reason that's 450 is because they have this building, which is the only one that creates food, or income. So up to 450. So this entire province, I've got that 451, got nothing in that one, got nothing in that one, and I think that's it. So obviously, I'm going to build these up at Galgazan. Actually, I've just built another one of them to get a bit more, so I can expand my hero capacity. So for that one, I'm obviously going to put another one of those just to add a bit more cash. Oh, I have actually got that one. No, that's not. Oh, it's over here. That's why. So this one, 3,000 food, all because of the port and that buff. And that buff, I presume. That's the only reason I can think of why is that so much. Now I think there might be a bug that this has not got a garrison. According to this, nobody's attacked it yet, but possibly that's bad. I'm not sure why that is. I don't know if that's a bug or something that Yucky needs to look at. Or Shaky Withers, sorry, needs to look at. So yeah, but anyway, back to my single campaign. So from there, I went this way up to Dragon Horn Mine and took over the vampire ones over here. Quite a good, interesting fight. From there, took Arkland, and then I turned back on myself because I wanted to capture this one, but the Famir here, Servants of Famir, or whatever they're called, they are a faction in the OS factions, so you can actually play them. And no doubt I'll do a video on them eventually, but in the meantime, they're in a bloody way. So, back down here. Took off Borgheim, which was actually empty at the time, and then I've decided to capture this floating village, who was the original starting place for these. So I took that off them, so now we're at war. So, let's take my actual rosters on my units. So I think this is Ugma. Here's Ugma. So this is the buff I'm talking about. Well fed. So let's quickly go over that again. So as you can see, I'm at 8 turns for this one. So soon, I'm going to have to pay for full upkeep of that. And at 70% of that, it's going to be a yacht. It's going to be a hell of a yacht. So it's over 3,000 easy. So I need to get these trolls eating something. And I'm beginning to think there's some snackage up here. And I might go over the water and actually go over the Gulf Stream, if you want to call that, and start feasting on some humans. Because my entire thing is I'm going to capture all this. And I've made friends with the crooked. That's Crown Vulcan. I haven't made friends with them yet. There they are. I've made friends with these. That's my only trade route at the moment. So I'm only getting 57 trade. Pointless. But I'm friendly with them. So that's one thing I got to yuck out. And I can't actually get friendly with a lot of factions because I'm a troll. As you can see, can't do anything with that. And I can't. And it's the same for dwarves. I can't actually make friends with them. Oh, got sidetracked. Let's back to this, Ross. So this is my original army. As you can see, I've got a bit of a screen there with some carry-on goblin warriors. Then I got a further screen with southern walk trolls. So I stack these up in the front, these are behind them, and then I force these through. These are pretty handy, to be fair. Just add a bit more firepower to my front line. And I recruited these. You get these immediately. I think they are immediately available right from the off. So we get these because they're amazing and they're ridiculously tough. And rack up hundreds of kills. And then I've added a few more, like these. Obviously, I've been from the start because you can tell from the unit ranks. So they level up reasonably quickly. And then we've got some root forest trolls and then some chaos trolls. So things are going well there. Quick look at my building tree, the original one. That's not the one, right? It's down here. There's Galbraith. So I'm working my way up to the maximum level. Still not got there yet, because trolls don't tend to grow that fast. Like plus 75 is not much, and I can't really get that much higher. So yeah, it's a strong, it's a slow burn, definitely, when it comes to building. If you're interested in the building side of Warhammer 2, not particularly interesting for this faction. This is all about the fighting, and it is good fighting. It's good. It's a good have to have a lot of these elite units, these massive trolls just charging down. Really interesting, especially because I've just got this buff. Let's go to skill tree. So I've gone down the mainly to boost my trolls up, because I want to get as much leadership on them as possible. I've just unlocked that, so I'm quite looking forward to trying that out in a further fight. We'll probably try it these for me. So that's my original one. I then created this one. This is just, I got a shaman, just had a bit of magic. Should have been a death hag really. I might change that at some point, but he's alright. He adds a bit of buffs, adds a bit of magic, and a few hexes, so that's all good. So I got a bit more goblin fun out of this. So I got some carrying skunk hoppers for a bit of speed to run down units. Then I got my troll contingent, and I'm just building up a large chaos stone troll for some extra damage. And I put that in between these two for even more damage. Excellent. And the Arsenal in the east, we have my Grimfang here. So he's my 80s one. So I've just started to build his army up, and his well-fed buff is really low. Like his is pretty high at the moment. What I would like, I suppose this probably be a bit too easy, that if raiding provided a bit of it throws that buff, say. Every time you tick on raiding, it just ticks once. And keeps you at turns 12, remaining 12. I think that's kind of apt, because they are raiding, that's what they're doing. They're going around eating people. Or eating whatever's there. So it kind of fits the fanatic, but it may make it a bit even easier. Because at the moment, as long as I keep pushing forward, keep fighting, I won't have a problem. So this is a bit of your basic army. I've got a small screen, I've got a massive roster of southern trolls, and then some forest trolls as well. I've been trying to keep this a bit smaller, because I got a feeling I might have to remove this buff soon. I don't want this to be too expensive. Even though I've got quite a good income at the moment, and I've got plenty of food in the back, just in case. And I was just going to point out something else that the camera was going to point out. Oh well. Yeah, the OT is a bit of a problem, because when they hit too low, they do have a tendency to just disappear. The entire army will just disappear, because they've gone off to find more food because we can't provide it for them. Bit harsh, but it kind of fits it. So I need to get this unit going, so that's why I'm pushing this way fast as I can. That's what I was going to suggest. This well-fed buff, the only thing it makes it a bit more interesting is if you have two armies, it's only the army that attacks, so the one you control, the main one, which gets that well-fed buff. The other army doesn't get it. Bit annoying. Kind of understand why. Well, sort of. I think it's more gamey than anything else. Just to make it a bit, you got to keep your trolls fighting as much as you can. So I might break off some of these and start fanning out, going over the river and fighting the humans. So I don't have to worry about it as much. But yeah, so that's a brief overview of my campaign so far. I might play a bit more of it, but I've got to start preparing for my next video. So until that time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.